A man must be able to endure the furnace of adversity. Everything in this life can be looked at in two ways, for your embetterment or for your detriment. And the sooner that you accept that everything is for your betterment, if you allow it to be, it'll be much easier to deal with the trials and tribulations of this life because we all go through some type of things. And sometimes we're allowed to go through certain things by the Most High so that way we could be taught what we need to be taught to become better men. And within these moments, a lot of us tend to get negative, a lot of us tend to break down and make things worse than what they actually are, instead of viewing things how they actually could be, which is for our embetterment. You know, for a long time, like I've always been ambitious. I've always been driven. You didn't need to tell me I need to get up and fucking, work on my craft. Like I just get shit done, you know? But I always felt pressure. I always felt urgency. There was always that, oh fuck, like this shit's gonna be super fucking hard. I don't wanna fucking do it. And, the sooner that you accept that things are gonna be hard, yes, things are gonna be fucking hard. Everything's fucking hard. Everything's fucking hard. You live like the fucking average man, it's hard. Because the average man doesn't believe he has any power. He reacts to life. He doesn't respond to life. Being ambitious and driven is fucking hard because if you're trying to prove yourself and use success to validate your existence as a man, it becomes twice as fucking hard. But we choose our hard, and that's a very cliche saying, but it is true. Everything is hard, but the harder path, the paths that are least traveled are the more most glorious paths, right? Whatever it is you're going through right now, whatever it is that's killing you on the inside, reframe it. Reframe how's the situation going to be better, and be honest with yourself. Accept it. Accept that this shit is hard. I remember like 2024. I had for a long time I had been afraid to really succeed, to commit. I had gone through the breakup around the beginning of the year of 2024. Then for like about 9 months, I was half in and half out with the car detailing business. I would avoid the work. I had easy sales, easy clients, but because I started working a job again, started working a job, I use it as a way to be like, oh well, I don't have time. Oh look what the job is demanding of me. That was bullshit. That was bullshit. Like I had time, I just didn't want to put in any more effort into it because I was half in and half out. And what was really fucking with me during that time was, two things: the fear that if I got successful, which was a very possible thing for it to happen, was that I couldn't handle the responsibility and I'd collapse under the pressure again, right? Number two, I didn't really believe that things can become easy. What do I mean by that? Right now, if you guys follow my Instagram, which you aren't, at Hernan Moreno Jr., I fucking shit content and I genuinely love it. I know there's some people that are like, oh, following your passion is a lot of bullshit. But that shit is for the birds, bro. The only reason that happens is because they haven't taken enough time to look for the things they want. Everybody has a talent and a gift. Everybody. The Most High has blessed everybody with talent and a gift, but it's up to you to go find it. Me, I was just blessed with that I found my gifts earlier in my life. But for a long time, I could not accept that things would be hard. And that would make things way harder than they actually were. I wanted it to be easy. I wanted it to be fucking, effortless. And a lot of that is our ego. Our ego being like, oh, well, why? What? Look, it's easy for him. Shit gets easier over time. You know what I mean? And we all have this fucking entitlement mentality of, oh, well, why isn't it fucking easy? It's not even that you're incapable. You're just not willing to sit in the furnace of adversity long enough and endure, you know? We all have to take on the mind of a farmer. You plant a seed and you wait for it to grow, but you don't have the intention. You know that the seed is going to take a while to grow. That's with anything. And ironically, the less that you care about whether how fast this seed grows or not, the faster it happens. Because you're showing the Lord, you're showing the Most High that you're not dependent on this thing to grow. So okay, you could handle it. Boom. But when you're overly obsessive and like a lot of these guys teach, oh, be obsessed with your goals. Be obsessed with your goals. Don't have fun in your life. Just put your head down, and there's a time and season for that shit. And that shit is fun. But you gotta live life too. You know what I mean? And I struggle with this myself to this day. I love everything I do. I love working out. I love eating clean. I love recording. I love making videos. I love fucking studying the fucking algorithm so I can know how to package my shit better. I love that shit. I love it. I'm a fucking competitor. I see the views and I'm like, okay, like, how many people am I helping? How many people am I serving? Can I serve more people? I'm honest. When you're willing to stand in the fire, it doesn't burn as much as when you avoid it and you tippy toe around it and you're like, let me see how I could get around that shit. And oftentimes, like, all that adversity, it does make us better. And when you frame it as, this is for my betterment, I just have to endure, it's way easier. You let go of things faster, you recover faster. And if the fire fucking burns you, that shit's too hot and you fold up. Just give yourself grace. Don't let it define who you are. That's the beautiful thing about this life. Everything can be framed better, you know? Everything could be framed in a way where it's for our betterment instead of our detriment. That's exactly like after I broke up with my ex, that's exactly what I did. Like I said, okay, like now I'm gonna, be able to fully lock in. Of course, it took me a while, but that's what I told myself. This was good for me. This was gonna be one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. It hurt that she left, that I had to break up with her. But hey, it is what it is. Like, it's made me a way better man. I didn't I didn't sulk as much, or it didn't break me. I didn't blame her. I blamed myself. To this day, I still blame myself for that relationship. I'm the man, I'm the leader. So it's like, it didn't work out. It's on me. I did my best for 3.5 years. But shit, there was a lot of things I did wrong. And now I know for the next woman, it's like, okay, how do I be a better leader? What did I do wrong? I led with my ego, and it brought up a lot of insecurities. But that's a video for another day. Be willing to stand in the furnace of adversity and choose to stand in it much sooner than later. Accept the hard things in life and choose your hard things, because it'll make it easier. It'll be hard. It'll be it'll be hard, but take on the mind of a farmer. Plant seeds. Eventually, one of them seeds is just gonna sprout, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck? Now I got this big ass tree that I gotta take care of. Now I got these fucking fruits that I gotta take care of." And you're back to planting more seeds. Peace.